What up, hotheads? I'm Henry, and this is Blaze the Roof. This week, we're reviewing a sauce named High River Peppers Up. The company is called High River. It started off in 2011 by Steve Seabury, who was approached to make a hot sauce for the Metal Alliance tour, which had some bands such as Helmet and Crowbar. High River is out of the city of Kings Park, New York. It's a hamlet of Long Island. It is home to the Revolutionary War era Fort Slongo, and the area is very appealing to nature lovers. Famous people from here include Craig Biggio, who was a Hall of Famer with the Astros long before they were a bunch of cheaters. He was the first player, and maybe still only, to be an all-star at catcher and second base. And two members of one of my favorite bands, Dream Theater, are from here. John Myung, the reason I play six-string bass, and John Petrucci, the guitarist. All right, and so let's now look at the packaging. It's very active. High River usually doesn't have stuff this active on their labels, but it is a skeleton wearing a sombrero and looks like oh no, it's not a setup. It's a t-shirt and downing a pepper. But silly skeleton, you do not have a tongue or internal organs. It says Peppers Up Hot Sauce. It's a blackberry and blueberry Apollo pepper sauce. Ooh, that's why it's so hot. So this unique hot sauce combines the bold flavor of blackberries and blueberries with the extreme fiery kick of the Apollo pepper. Whether used as a dipping sauce, marinade, or condiment to enhance your favorite dishes, this sauce promises a unique and delightful culinary experience. The fusion of sweet berries and spicy peppers adds a dynamic twist to any meal. Peppers up. So looking at the ingredients, we have the Apollo pepper, which should be fun. In that is just the peppers, vinegar, and distillate. I don't know what that is. All right. Then we get apple cider vinegar, 8% acidity. Typically, vinegar is about 5%, so it's a little bit more acidic than usual. Water, blackberries, blueberries, brown sugar, onions, garlic, yuzu juice. That's an ingredient we've covered before. Apollo pepper powder, coriander, ginger, black pepper. And this is a 10 out of 10 on their heat meter. If I recall, High River isn't really known for their hot sauces. Like, they're known more for flavor rather than heat. When people set out to make a really, really hot sauce, they usually achieve it. So Apollo pepper is a good way to get there. An ingredient that we have not actually covered all this time is the blackberry. And I'm talking about not the phone, I'm talking about the fruit. These are not actually berries. They're actually more closely related to the rose family. One blackberry has many drupelets, and each druplet contains an individual seed. So each blackberry is actually a collection of multiple fruit. It's very different from berries in that regard. They are high in antioxidants, vitamin C, and fiber. Their typical growing season is between the months of June and September. Deer and caterpillars have a fondness for the blackberry leaves, not the fruit, but the leaves themselves. Blackberries, before they become ripe, are actually bright red, so they probably look more like raspberries before they're ripe, but of course they look slightly different than raspberries, right? Blackberries are actually wild fruit that were only recently cultivated for domestic use. They were cultivated as recent as 1880, so not even 200 years ago. So before we get any further, let's hear from this week's sponsor. Irashimasu. At Kalsu Grill, we don't serve perfection. We serve dinner with danger. Our hibachi chefs are the worst in the world. They can't even do a good egg roll gag and constantly lose track of the utensils while in air. Presentation, dismal. Fire code, we've skimmed it. We've had to make our menus fire and waterproof. The show might be a disaster, but the food is, honestly, not too bad. Kalsu Grill, the best night you'll barely survive. Now for the moment of truth. Oh, it smells heavily of pepper. I've only had one Apollo sauce, and that was the last dab Apollo, I believe. So I don't know how I react. I didn't react too good to that one. That one gave me cap cramps. So, oh, this clocks in at 700,000 SHUs, by the way. So it's pretty potent. I smell the apple cider vinegar, garlic, and the other stuff. The yuzu, not so much. But so if there's yuzu, it's yuzu's almost like a lemon. So there should be some type of citrusy kick to this. This is a brutal sauce. I expect this to burn my ass. So here we go. Have fun with that, assholes. Cheers. So it had a lot of pulp in it. And it's burning the back of my tongue and my throat. It's hot. Oh yeah, it's still burning. It's still building. So it's a very slow build on the burn, but it's rather intense. Yeah, this is definitely a heavyweight. It did have a little bit of sweetness, so I guess the blueberry and blackberry do come through a little bit. And maybe a little bit of the fruit from the Apollo pepper. Oh my god, I'm sweating. Pretty brutal. It's got a good flavor, but it's mostly heat. But you can taste a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of the apple cider vinegar. But it's not something that I would throw on desserts. It doesn't have that kind of profile. So this would be more like for pork items, for veggies, if you want to give them a little bit of a fruity edge to them. Or maybe even barbecue. I don't know. It'd be interesting to add this to barbecue. Because if you already got the sweetness of anything with honey and barbecue, this would be good. And especially if you want to kick. Although my lips are burning, so maybe I should shut up. If you don't mind a little sweetness, chicken, pork, veggies. Would stay away from meat dishes, except if you're doing unless barbecue's involved and there's sweetness in, if you got a barbecue sauce that's sweet, go ahead and add this on top of it. You're going to get a good kick to it. Is this a buy? It is very good. I would buy this if I wanted a blueberry sauce, but again, this isn't a dessert sauce, so I'm gonna just call it a hold. But it is an excellent sauce, so if you want to try this, it's hot, but it also has a good flavor to it. So next week I'll be reviewing a sauce from our neighbors up north at Dawson's. I'll be reviewing their apple caraway sauce. Until then, I'm Henry, and remember, spice up your life. Take care.